Nice to see you.
Welcome.
Right.
Gentlemen, when we go out, I know that you're both involved. You're publicans, aren't you? Your own
We're
pubs.
both pubs, yeah.
Yeah, but what about your favourite tipple? What do you like? Maybe a late-night tipple or...
I do like a small glass of whiskey in bed.
Yeah?
In bed.
In bed while I'm reading the paper or watching the telly, and there's little tiny nips quite nice.
Little
Sends
hot
me off.
toddy or just
No,
the whiskey?
just straight. Before
Okay.
the kids
Any
wake me up.
ice?
No.
No ice.
No water, nothing.
Ice
Just
ruins
straight.
it. Okay.
I must admit, I'm a bit of a whiskey person. I've actually had whiskey laid down for me in a barrel.
Yeah.
A whole barrel of it. By sort of Bruichladdich, they're making it for me. And in 25 years' time, it'll be...
Perfect.
And I probably won't be alive, but...
I'm going to say, how old are you going to be in 25 years? 40?
Leave it to the kids. Leave it to the kids. It's like an investment. Well, we've got two people who specialise in whiskey on the programme today, ladies and gentlemen. They're part of the Malt Whiskey Society. Let's find out more as we welcome Jennifer Hunter. Hello, Jen. How are you? Welcome to the programme. Come and meet Hello, Phil. How are you?
I'm very well, thank you.
Yes, how did it all start, this Malt Whiskey Society, then?
Well, basically, in the 1970s, one guy went up to Speyside, which is in the northeast of Scotland, and tried a cask of whiskey, which was sat by his friend's fire, and he thought, wow, that is amazing. It's the best whiskey I've
Didn't have
ever tried.
AWT written on it, did it?
No, it didn't. He went back down to Edinburgh, he got a few of his friends together, and they bought a cask of whiskey. And that's how it started. Went from another distillery, bought another cask,
Wow.
and we now have...
And that was in, what, 1980 or something, was it?
Late 70s, early 80s.
And how many members do you have now?
We have
Thousands?
24,000 across the world.
24,000. Well, there you go, ladies and gentlemen. And you can be part of it too. Of course, Jennifer will tell you all about that. But first, let's have a look in your bag. That's it. Give it a good old shaper. Do you like shopping then?
Yeah, I love it.
OK. That's it. Oh, yeah. Give it a good old pull there, darling.
Oh, what a surprise.
Right now. Tell us what we brought along here then.
OK. I have some chicken breasts. I don't tend to eat a lot of other meat, so it's always generally chicken, but quite dull with it. So looking for something
So you
more
want something
exciting to do
jazz
with
up a little bit.
Couscous, the same. Tends to be, can be a bit bland if you don't know what you're doing with it. So looking for something quite exciting.
Yeah, sure. Tell us all about that whiskey, because we know about the mango.
Look at this. I need to read this. 20 years old.
20 years old it is. Very good for
Well,
cooking
we're not
with.
cooking with that. We're going to drink that one.
Well, I tend to drink a lot of whiskey,
Yeah.
as my job demands,
Yeah.
but I don't tend to cook with it, so it'll be interesting to see what you can do with it.
Good job, isn't it?
Fab. How much
Fantastic
did you
job.
spend? Excluding the whiskey?
Was £7.32.
£7.32,
Nice.
so excluding that. So we've
Nice
got
bag.
a bistro bag here today, ladies and gentlemen. We've got another one on the way, courtesy of your mate. He's already said it was a nice bag. I don't need to ask him.
No, this is
Please
best bit.
welcome, also from the Malt Whiskey Society, Andy Campbell. Hello, Andy. Hello, mate. Good morning, Antony.
Andy, how you doing? Nice to see you.
So, you work behind the bar.
I do, yeah.
Do you have quite a few tipples then every day, or...?
Well, actually, I do have to drink at work.
Yeah.
You're old enough.
Just a taste of whiskey, because I am, yeah.
Yeah.
I see.
He just looks
I just
good.
slid across the grass, you see.
Yeah, you're looking cool, Andy. Is it an enjoyable job then, working
It
behind
is,
the
I
bar?
love it, I love it. I've only been there 3 months, but I've always had an interest in whiskey. I know all the customers' first name terms.
Yeah.
They come in, they sit and have a chat with you and stuff. You know, it's great, I enjoy it, it's really good.
A bit like therapy, isn't it?
I know.
They come and you tell you all their problems over a glass or two. That's what we're like. Go on then, tip out your bag. And of course, ladies and gentlemen, later on we'll be looking at different types of whiskies, having a taste, telling them how you should buy your whiskey, how it's made, how it's distilled. So lots of information coming your way this afternoon on the programme Ready, Steady, Cook. Let's first find out what Andy's brought along here. Oh, let's go on and tell us.
Well, I got Brussels sprouts, because everyone only seems to have Brussels sprouts with a roast dinner and stuff. They're a bit underrated, so I'm interested to see what you can do with those.
OK.
It will be.
I like peppers, but I've never actually cooked with one of these peppers before.
Right,
I'm going to
pepper.
get the bell peppers.
OK.
And then the lamb, I only really ever have lamb chops.
It'll be
and
Scottish
just
this
grill
time
them.
of year as well. Because they're younger, the Scottish ones from the Highlands. That
We used to call them Barnsley chops, didn't we?
Yeah,
Nice
they're
thick
crust
cut.
like that, yeah.
Yeah, lovely. And of course, you've got this gorgeous whiskey. Tell us what's different about
This
the
is
one that
hot Scotch
Jennifer bought.
sauce.
I see.
We sell this at the Society,
Yeah.
and it's because it's made with Scotch bonnet peppers, and they're put into a cask that's maturing of whiskey, and then it's emptied out and the peppers are poured into this. And it's absolutely fantastic. It's not that hot. It's got a nice fiery start to it, but it doesn't stay in your mouth
on your
for that
tongue
long,
too
you
long.
know.
How much did you spend, including the brie cheese and the old mushroom?
£7.52, so just over.
Nice. And of
Nice
course, that excludes the whiskey too. Does our chef approve? Do you like your
I
little
think that's
bag?
great, yeah, it's lovely, absolutely. Yeah,
Okay.
the Brussels sprouts could be a challenge, but hey,
It always is, isn't it? eh? Especially when you've eaten them.
yeah, absolutely.
Have a think. I'll come back and see you. Right, Phil, what are you going to do for Jennifer?
Right, sir, chicken 2 ways. We're going to tea-smoke this chicken, and we're going to do that with a whiskey and black peppercorn and roasted garlic sauce. This chicken, we're going to take the skin off and we'll cut it in small pieces, and we'll egg and breadcrumb them in couscous. It makes a really nice crunchy coating. We'll then cut these into sections and make leek onion rings, which I had recently, and they were absolutely fabulous. Then we're going to do a spiced tomato and leek, and perhaps a tiny bit of mango couscous, and then we'll do something with mango for a pudding, but I'm not quite sure.
Oh, mango and couscous for the pudding.
So chicken 2 different ways with
with peppers.
And we're going to drink this.
Oh, I'm sure we're going to have a little bit of a tipple. Sounds delicious, doesn't it? I want to
does,
see what
yeah.
happens with those tomatoes too. Great, fantastic. Excited over there. What about you, Chef?
He's a very exciting man, Phil. Now, personally, I think I'm not going to muck about, but I'm going to do one of these simple with a red pepper compote.
Yeah.
With this red pepper and chilli compote.
Yeah.
So it's got a little bite to it. With a glaze, it's sort of glazed with some cheese on the top. The other one I'm going to do with some mash, Brussels sprout mash, perhaps. I'm going to do melting cheese and mushrooms sort of on toast.
Lovely. And some
And
chips or something like that?
see how we go.
Yeah. Potato? We got something there? How
Mash,
does that sound to you?
bubble and squeak.
Sounds
like.
good.
Yeah? You happy with that?
Bit of bubble.
OK, he's delighted. He's going to pass all that information to his punters, ladies and gentlemen. But what about our audience? How will they feel in 20 minutes? We'll find out when I say ready, steady, cook. All right, I don't know which way their vote's going to go, but certainly they'll be inspired by the dishes today. We're going to have the tea-smoked chicken. We're going to have another bit of chicken that's going to be panade or coated, if you like, in a nice couscous. And then we've got the mango, and we've also got some couscous there. Those are going to be combined. The leek onion rings. I don't think Phil's done that before. And even our chefs, when they go out and eat in restaurants, they get inspired. He's come back and he's going to be copying one of those dishes. That's what it's all about. I hope we give you a bit of inspiration at home. Antony's going to be inspiring you with his lamb here. One's going to be coated in a rather nice sort of cheese. There's going to be a bit of a glaze with a compote of peppers that's going to be hit with a little bit of that scotch or hot scotch there. That's going to be interesting. Cheese on top of the old flat mushroom there. A little bit of mash, and we've got some lovely Brussels going too. Lots of interesting dishes coming your way in the next 20 minutes. But first, let's find out from our chef what's he going to get on with. Now, I've noticed that they're quite large. Is that how you had them, Phil? These?
I'll tell you what, it was in a restaurant.
And look at these, ladies and gentlemen. Normally we cut them up into kind of little things that kind of, that's the shape of them. And you cut them in quite a large... Is that how you serve them? You dip them in a bit of
Do you know
batter
what,
or
Ainsley?
something?
I had it in a restaurant in the Lake District, and we had a steak, and he did leek onion rings. And I'm not quite sure how he did it, because he wouldn't tell me.
Yeah.
But I suspect it was just flour, milk, flour, but the onion rings stayed like that in little tubes. They were delicious.
Oh, wow.
So I
and did
thought
they
we
stay
just-
quite crispy or did they
Yeah,
get flat
no, they were
after a
really
while?
crispy.
What a nice idea.
Yeah.
There you go. Thank you.
not mine. It's not mine.
Whoever that is. What was his name?
Can't remember.
We can't remember. Thank you, can't remember.
You embarrassed me now.
I know, it doesn't matter though, Phil, does it?
Right.
OK, now tell us briefly... That
Right,
was
in here.
Why the foil, Phil? We keep talking, but, you know, some people are watching for the first
Get
time.
nice and
Tell
hot.
us.
If you don't put the foil in, you spend 3 months trying to clean the pan or chuck it in the bin. So always put the foil in. If you've got some rice, put a handful of rice in there, sugar and tea, and
Will
that's it.
couscous work instead of the rice, do you think?
You might be on. Shall I try it, Ange?
Yeah, I think so.
If it goes wrong, I can blame you then, can't I?
Well, like your leeks, Phil. That could go wrong, couldn't it?
Put that in there, like that.
OK.
OK, but you must get that really hot.
OK.
Don't want to break that, do we?
No.
OK. Now, the first bit of chicken, I'm going to leave the skin on, actually, because I want to get it nice and brown. Now, when you tea smoke, what you get is nothing for about 2 or 3 minutes, and you get this big smoke. And that will colour the chicken, but it also colours the skin quite nicely. So what you need to do is quickly just rub a little bit of oil on either side so that when you put it into the pan there, it won't stick. So it literally goes on to top of there like that. We'll put a little bit of salt onto there as well. A little bit of pepper, and that should be it, Ainsley. Dead, really, really simple.
Any other recommendations if you haven't got one of those bars things that we, you know, for your pots and pans?
What you can do is put a piece of foil on top of the rice and whatever, and then put it on top of there, and it'll still work just the same.
OK, there you go.
You don't
Another
need
good
the...
tip, because not all of us have those things at home, I realise that. OK, another bit of chicken here.
Well, this bit here, I'm going to cut the skin up because I want to crisp it up later on. This one, I'm going to take the fillet off, and you remember, on the breast, you've always got a fillet. Now, inside the fillet, be very careful, because there's a piece of sinew. What you can do is just literally get a knife or fingers like that,
And
with
pull
a
it
tea
out.
towel, and just pull the whole thing
out.
And there it comes like that.
Okay.
You try and eat that.
It's as tough as old boots. I say, you like your laces, really.
Like chewing gum.
Yeah, and it just really, really chewy, and it does make such a difference, doesn't it?
So the chicken,
these are the pieces that are going to go with the couscous.
Yeah, all I'm going to do, Ainsley, is just egg them.
Yeah.
And then pop them straight into couscous. Really,
Flour,
really
egg, and breadcrumbs, or just egg?
I'm just going to do egg and couscous.
OK, egg and couscous instead of the flour. All right, then. Now, let's go back down here with the chef AWT. We're in the kitchen. We're looking at mushrooms that he's sliced up, these field mushrooms, and just salting them, a little bit of garlic or something.
Yeah, a little bit of garlic, a little bit of parsley at the end, so we keep the colour of the garlic. And then we're going to add a bit of cream to them later. We're just going to put them in some toast, a little bit of salt and pepper.
And what about the portobello mushrooms? It's big, it's fat, it's meaty. Do you like using it?
Yeah, I do. It's the best flavour of all the sort of cultivated mushrooms.
Yeah.
I mean, I go in the field sometimes and find the real field mushrooms.
Are you quite good at picking those out? A lot of people get nervous, don't they, because they think one of them's going to be one of those fungi things are going to be a bit poisonous.
Well, in France, you can take any mushroom you find into the chemist.
Yeah.
And they'll tell you. You imagine going to Boots. I say, I've got a mushroom here, can I eat it?
I'll have to call my manager.
Exactly. Yeah, so that's
There's nothing wrong in that. Yeah. There you go. All you big chemist shops out there, get some mushroom experts on board. And then it might generate a bit more business. Not only will they be buying the paracetamol, eh? All right, we've got a pepper. What are you going to do with these peppers then, chef?
Peppers, I'm going to roast one. And with a little bit of salt and pepper. And then I'm going to maybe stuff that with something.
Yeah.
But it's always good to get them a bit soft first.
OK, we've got mushrooms. Over here, we've got the potatoes cooking down with the garlic. It's boiling. What's the idea of boiling that with the garlic in there?
That's just going to get more flavour.
Yeah.
I'm going to have a bit of stock in there in a minute.
OK.
I'm going to do my compost.
And you beautifully chopped those up too, didn't you, my man? I don't know what chef's going to be doing with the Brussels sprouts, but he's certainly come up with a novel idea. You just normally get, when you go out, they're just boiled up, are they, and just put on your plate?
Yeah, just a bit of salt and some water and that's it. Throw on my roasting it, really anything exciting. So.
Sure, yeah. And do you have a favourite whiskey? Because you're behind the bar. And
I like the kind of creamy, toffee flavour whiskies. But I don't really have one particular favourite whiskey because there's so many.
I know. And how many varieties are there then, Andy? How many are we looking at?
There's a lot. We bottle over 120 different from 120 different distilleries, but then different casks from different distilleries as well, and they're all each individually different.
Fantastic.
So there's a lot of different whiskies.
Well, good. Well, we'll talk again. Here's your Brussels sprout, chef. It's going to be interesting to see what our chef does with those. Things are beginning to happen here. Let's pop down to Filbray briefly, find out what's going on here. We've got a hedgehog happening. Tell us how you did that then,
Well, I was going to pop that under the grill, Ains, but we'll pop it in the oven in a second.
Yeah.
And it's just a simple thing I've done for years, but my kids adore it. Now, you wouldn't get kids to eat chilies, but they'll eat chilli sugar on a mango. And that's what we're going to do. My kids love it.
And what about chopping this up with the skin on? That's rather unusual.
Do you know what? You should know this. Where does a man go?
Yeah, I know.
Anywhere a woman go?
Yeah.
It's an oldie, I know, but it's a goodie.
That's terrible, man.
It's one of yours.
Where did a man go? Where did a woman go?
Anyway. Now, listen. Now, that's smoking. See, Ains, that's starting to catch now. Okay. That's the smoke we like. So we'll put the lid back on that, put it onto a low heat.
Yeah.
And that'll smoke in about 10 minutes.
OK, Phil.
OK?
Good.
Now, anyway, going back to the mango, wherever we are.
Yeah, I'm done.
And you've got all your bits ready to go here.
Yeah, we're going to come back in 1 second. Right, my love, can you put these leek rings into the flour, into the milk, back into the flour, and back in another bowl?
Yep.
And this is very a French way of doing it.
That's it.
I think one at a time. Perfect.
Why that order then, Phil? Because the milk, the flour soaks up the milk and holds it?
You just add the flour.
Yeah.
The milk attaches to the flour. You then put it back into the flour to attach onto the milk and the flour that you've already put on it.
Yeah.
And then we go stick it
She's very good, isn't she, like
Absolutely.
that? I just bung that all on there, love. Here we are. Give that a good old mix. There you go. Yeah, get it in there, darling, eh? We'll do one at a time. We like doing everything. 12 minutes to go. There we are.
Put it back in here?
Yeah, put it back in there, love. Then we'll give it another shake and then we'll put them back in there again.
You're meant to be helping me.
I am helping you, mate. These are lovely. Look at them. They're going to come out gorgeous. Put them in there again, darling. There you go. There we are. And give that a little bit of a toss. There you go. And look at that. How about those, Phil? Happy with that?
Actually, pretty good, actually.
Yeah, there we are. Fantastic. Now, one of the reasons I'm speeding this along, as you probably gathered, Jen, do you want to wash your hands too, my love? There we are. We can dry them together. Here we are.
Thanks.
Lovely. How is whiskey made? And one of the nice things, ladies and gentlemen, is that Jennifer has actually brought along a kind of a mechanism or apparatus here to really show us how whiskey is made, and it breaks it down into different sequences so we can understand it a little bit more. So let's take this up over here then, Jen. OK, now, here we are. How is whiskey made? 11 minutes to go. Right, Jen, you carry on.
Whiskey is very simple ingredients. There's only 3. It's spring water, yeast, and malted barley.
Okay.
What we do with the barley is we grind it down to rough flour. We put that into the mash tun, which is here.
So it's a special grinder that grinds everything down. So it's very fine, is it?
It's a very rough flour. It's called grist. That goes into the mash tun here. They add very hot water to this, which dissolves the sugars. They collect this water underneath the mash tun, and then they move that along into the washback. Washback is where they add the 3rd ingredient, which is the yeast, and this is where we get our first alcohols. Fermentation begins here.
And do you smell that if you go into the factory? Can you smell the alcohol?
Not at this point, really. At this point, it's about 8% alcohol. It's more like a strong
very
beer.
low.
After this, it's now called wash, and then the wash is then put into the copper pot stills. Scottish whisky is always distilled a minimum of 2 times, sometimes 3 times. The more you distill something, the lighter it becomes. So we heat the pot stills from the bottom. It evaporates over and then it comes back into a liquid.
Halfway, guys, yeah.
This liquid, first of all, after the first distillation, is about 20% alcohol. After the second, it can be up to about 75%.
So the more you distill it, obviously, the more expensive it becomes because of the
higher alcohol content.
Absolutely, yeah.
It then runs through the spirit safe. This is where the government gets interested in it. It's got very high alcohol content, so it starts getting taxed. And this is where the master distiller will he'll pick the exact time when he wants the perfect whiskey or the heart of the run to come off. All the other
there's a lot tasting done at this stage then.
They will try it, but it's the taste of whiskey comes sort of later on. Once it's run through the spirit safe, it then goes into oak barrels to mature. This is where most of the colour comes from and the flavour. The majority of barrels we use previously held bourbon, but they can also have held sherry or Madeira or wines,
so different
beers.
flavoured woods really to kind of influence that. How long do they stay in the cask for? What time, what period are we talking about?
The legal minimum is 3 years, but most whiskies do stay for a lot longer. Average perhaps 10, 12, 15 years.
There you go. How about that, ladies and gentlemen? Jennifer Hunter, let's have a round of applause for her. Thank you. Thanks, Jen. Absolutely great. Now you know where your whiskey comes from, don't you? Hey, Phil certainly knows where his couscous comes from because he's combining all sorts of wonderful ingredients into it.
Right, can you get
Tell us about that,
one
Phil?
lemon, 1 lime, and just squeeze the juice and pop it into there for me.
Look at that.
Couscous.
Quite moist, isn't it?
What I've done is, rather than do it the normal couscous way, Ainsworth, that's where you pour the water on and cover it and leave it. I've actually boiled it for a couple of seconds. Just to quicken it up, makes a difference.
OK. There, yeah, squeeze a bit of lemon juice in there, season it up, have a little bit of a taste. And when I come back, Phil, we'll talk about how you finished off those mango. Let's go back down to AWT. We're in the kitchen with him. We've got the lamb chops that have been char-grilled. A little bit of just salt and pepper on them, Chef?
Yeah, a little bit of salt and pepper, that's all, literally.
OK. And would you normally finish them off in the oven if you were at home, or is it just to speed it up?
I mean, well, it gets... I haven't got much space here, so it gets it out of the way, but it's a gentle cooking, so you get an even cooking right the way through. You can do it in the pan, of course you can. OK. But if you've got an oven on for something else, then just bung it in. OK, then, and we've got a little pepper sauce there. Little pepper sauce there.
We've got the Brussels sprouts cooking down.
Mash.
OK.
That's going to be Brussels sprout soup.
All right, so we've got lots of things and a little bit of Brussels sprout salad.
Always helps if the gas is on.
Now, what about the old tasting of whiskies? I believe you've brought a few along, haven't you?
I have, yeah.
To give us an example.
A quick example.
OK, shall we have a quick look? Shall I bring them over with you? OK, then. All right, then, yeah, pop them up there. Now, how should it be served, then? Give us an idea. What's the... Because a lot of people say, oh, yeah, I'll have it on the rocks, but that's not good at all, is it?
With malt whiskey, you shouldn't put any ice in it at all. The reason being is it chills down your taste buds and you don't appreciate the whiskey as much.
Oh, interesting, yeah. OK.
Especially with cask-strength malt whiskey, because it's such high in alcohol, you just take a little sip first and then decide yourself how much water you want to add to it.
There you go.
And
should it be really ice-cold water or what?
Just room temperature.
Room temperature, guys. It brings out the vanilla and everything in the...
What percentage of water to whiskey?
It's personal taste. Just how much you think you should put into...
Enhance it. Oh, yeah. And tell us about these 3 here. Very different colours here.
Well, we've got 3 different whiskies here. We've got one from the Lowlands, one from Speyside, and one from Islay.
Yeah.
Now, geographically, the Lowland ones are quite light. Speyside, a bit more body to them.
Yeah.
And then the Islay ones are quite smoky and peaty.
Sure. Now, what about age? Because I have a friend, Colin Glossop, and he always says, oh, do you fancy a sticky? And I think it's a lovely way of describing a good whiskey. Do you fancy a sticky? And he often says, look at the windows on it. You know when you stir it round like that and it runs down the edge? He says, look at the church windows. Is that a way of indicating the age? Can you tell us a bit about that?
Well, that's the legs you're talking about there. There's 5 things you're looking for. First, you're looking for the colour. As you can see, you've got a light colour, then a syrupy colour, and then like a Chardonnay kind of colour here. The second thing you're looking for is the nose. So with it being cask strength as well, you don't want to take a big sniff. Yeah. Because you'll burn the hairs on the inside of your nose. Just a quick sniff and away, and a quick sniff.
Chef, do you want to have a little bit of a sample of this? Have you got time?
Yeah, go on then.
Yeah.
Wouldn't say no.
Yeah, tell us which one's the oldest out of these, Chef. Just have 5 minutes to go. We ain't got much time. Go on, Chef.
Jesus.
Yes, all right then. Ooh. Lovely.
I'd say that's the oldest. That's the youngest, that's the middle-aged.
All right, let me have a little bit of a go now. Let's have a little bit of a go now. Ooh. It's all gone quiet over here, isn't it? Having a little tasting session. Now, this was the one that Antony said was the oldest, isn't it?
I don't know.
It's quite smooth, though, but it's a bit dark. It's a bit coarse on the back of the throat.
This is a bourbon cask, and the one in the middle is a sherry cask. So they're finished differently.
Oh, I think it's this one. I think that's the smoothest one. Tell me.
That's the smoothest.
That's the youngest.
Yeah.
That's 17-year-old. That's the middle, is 19-year-olds, and this is 25.
There you go.
I'm not the youngest, right?
Yeah. Well, there's nothing wrong in that, though, Antony. I went for that. That's a bit smoother, that Chardonnay. And look at the legs on that. I don't know if we can get that, but if we can just... If I take a little sip of that... Look at the legs. Can you see the way it runs down? Tell us a little bit about that.
That's called the legs, and that's part of the body. So you've had the initial colour, and then the nose, and then the legs or the body, and then the taste, and then the finish is the final thing. Some whiskies might linger on the tongue. You've got different flavours, different textures.
All right, then, yeah, you've got some mushrooms on the deck. I'm a bit sozzled now, aren't you, Al?
Yeah, that's what happened there.
Yeah.
There's not mushroom down there, is there?
There's not mushroom on the floor now, I know, mate. Not after all of that. That's really nice of you. Round of applause here, ladies and gentlemen. Very nice indeed. Always worth finding out a little bit. Thank you so much. OK, we've got 3 minutes to go. Have you been doing any work then, Andy, or just been hanging around there?
Yeah, it's been doing OK.
Chopped the potato and the onion.
Good.
Right,
well, we've got things. We've got a potato pancake there. We've got some mushrooms cooking down. Chef roasted them in the oven.
Soup.
OK, we're going to get that going. Fantastic. And is it good, or is it a myth that it's good for colds and stuff like that, and toothache?
Certainly a hot toddy helps with a cold.
And what goes into a hot toddy then?
Hot toddy is just a shot of whiskey with hot water, lemon, a bit of honey and some sugar.
Yeah.
I don't know whether it's... it does actually help. Certainly whiskey helps, and the honey. And the
makes you sleep, doesn't it? Yeah. These boys like a little bit of a hot toddy late at night. OK, that's been in the oven. That handle's really hot. What happened. Let's just give that a little bit of a shake and a stir for you. OK, there's the mushrooms. All right, then, that's all cooking down there. They're looking really good. Take that out. We've got a lovely pepper sauce there, guys. The chef's just cooked down those peppers nice and soft. And have you got it switched on, then?
I have.
Yeah. That's it. Well, that light's going on there, isn't it? Right. Oh, my heart. 2 minutes to go. Keep that blitzing round. OK, let's get back down to Chef Phil Vickery. Find out what he's doing with that mango.
There's the mango.
There, Chef.
There's the mango. Look, that's baked in the oven.
And the children go for that? They like
They love the chilli. Mustn't overcook it.
And how much chilli do you actually put in? Just a pinch of chilli?
I put about two and a bit pinches, Ains.
OK.
OK. Now, my chicken is just about there. See that?
Yeah.
Gonna pop that into the oven to finish it off.
OK, then. All right, then. 2.5 minutes to go.
2.5.
1.5, sorry, Phil. 1.5 minutes to go.
Right, here we've got the couscous, Ains, which is all nice and set there. Can you get some cream for me, my love? I'll take that off you.
OK, then. And we've got these that have been cooked down. That is what's inside. That's the little chicken pieces.
That's the chicken
on top of a tomato chutney.
On a tomato relish, which we made with whiskey and herbs and all sorts of bits and pieces.
OK, so we've got a whiskey tomato relish, which sounds absolutely lovely.
Right, the onion rings, Ains, are looking quite good, actually.
Yeah. OK, then.
Right,
so here we are, Phil. Take this one. This one's really good to get them out. There we are. 1 minute to go. 1 minute. Here we are. These rings are going to be coming out any
No,
second now.
cream on here. Oh, sorry.
OK, let's get a bit of paper there, Phil. What have we got here? We have some absorbent kitchen paper. Here we are, my darling. Slap them straight into there. There we are, straight on the top there. That's it, get them in there. OK, about 40 seconds to go now, ladies and gentlemen. And audience, you remember, you're voting for what the chefs did with the ingredients they were given. They're really coming along.
They can go.
It's been a bit of a whiskey feast today in the kitchen. We've learned all about whiskey, and now it's a food feast. All sorts of wonderful dishes are coming out as I speak. Audience, get ready to help me count down any moment now. We've got about 20 seconds to go. We've got a bit of the older cheesy bread under there, under the grill. All right, here we go. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Stop! Cooking! Smells good in here, let me tell you. And what did our chef start with? Well, Phil Vickery had in his bag a couple of chicken breasts, a bag of couscous, a couple of beef tomatoes, leek, mango and a free bottle of delicious whiskey, whilst AWT started off with 2 lamb loin chops, a large potato, portobello mushrooms, a piece of brie, some sprout shallots, a romero pepper and some free hot Scotch sauce pepper whiskey. What are we going to eat today then?
Going up
you'd like to know that, wouldn't you? You'd like to think that I'm sizzled. I'm not quite, but I might be encouraged to eat some of this lovely food, ladies and gentlemen. You certainly will be, won't you, Jennifer? Pick up your cutlery, have a bit of a go. Phil, tell us what you're going to call it and how you prepared it.
Right. Let's get this bit right. It's a bit of a whiskey business, but it'll bring out the breast in you.
Very nice. Yeah, go on, give him a round of applause. Why not? Now, tell us, what did you do?
I have to say, that is fabulous. You've noticed I've left that because I'm going to take that home with me. Anyway, right. First of all, here we chop the chicken up and we just coated in egg and couscous and nothing else. Popped in a
Tastes good.
Fryer about 185 degrees, something like that.
Yeah.
And it will cook through in about 5 minutes, but it gives it a really nice crunchy coating. Underneath we made a simple tomato relish with tomatoes, herbs, bit of vinegar, bit of salt and pepper, bit of herb, and just literally broke the tomatoes down. What we don't want to do is mash it up too much.
OK.
Keep some freshness.
OK.
Here we tea-smoke the chicken, as you can see. Beautiful colour on it now. I didn't bother slicing it, but it's lovely. And
How
if you
did
can
that
rest
taste,
that for
Jennifer,
5...
the smoked chicken?
It's quite a light smokiness, but very nice and subtle.
OK.
And with the whiskey cream, whiskey, garlic, black peppercorns, cream, white wine and bit of salt and pepper.
OK.
The onion leek rings sort of went fairly well, but they should have been slightly crisper. I didn't have the time. Here we did a spiced couscous, which we cooked the leeks and tomatoes, add some spice to it and also a bit of lemon juice and lime juice, and then cook the couscous.
OK.
It's a nice hot salad. Here we just made a mango relish. Now, the reason why I have the skin on is apparently you can eat the mango skins, and they're absolutely nice. And my kids ate them the other day, so that's why I did that.
Yeah.
And here we just did grilled mango with chilli sugar and cream, and it's delicious.
And what is the verdict? Do you want to have a little bit of that? Go on, get that in there.
That's it.
Very, very nice.
All of it good?
Yeah, very, very. I love this.
Tomato sauce.
Yeah.
Lovely.
Very
OK,
nice.
well done, Phil. Jennifer's delighted. Your turn, Andy. You pick up your cutlery and do all of this lovely food justice. There you go. What about a name, please, chef?
Well, I guess if we're going to keep up with the puns, gosh, this is unbelievable. There's Scotch much wrong with this. Anyway, there you go. Hi.
Oh, there's a little smuttering there, Ed.
OK.
Go on then, chef.
Now, what you're eating here, we've got a bubble and squeak under this chop there, which we can just move away. You can see underneath that lovely lamb chop. There's a nice bubble and squeak, done with the Brussels sprouts, shallots, and the brie in there as well, which is giving it a lovely crust.
Is that a nice taste then, Andy? You like
Fantastic,
that?
yeah,
Fantastic.
That's nice.
Good.
Roasted pepper, a little bit of basil, and the chop not mucked about with here. I've done the chop with a lovely red pepper compote with some of that Scotch bonnet scotch, if you want. Very hot chilli. Here we don't waste anything in my family, so this is the potato skins that we peeled to make the mash, and we've just fried those off, so they're crisp potato skins. Lovely little idea for Brussels. You wanted something new to do. We've got a salad, raw Brussels, with grated orange, shallot, oil, vinegar, and the orange juice, topped with a little bit of the brie. Here, classic mushrooms on toast with oozing, lovely, melting brie. And this is like a Brussels sprout vichyssoise. Brussels sprouts, onions or shallots, and a potato, a little bit of cream, and some stock, whisked together. nice job of soup.
Beautiful. Excellent. And what's your verdict then, Andy?
Really, really good. I like the ideas with the Brussels. Really nice.
Yeah? That's giving you a bit of...
Well, the bubble and squeak's lovely. Everyone loves bubble and squeak, and I think...
Great, OK, he's got some lovely ideas, but did they sufficiently give you enough ideas to our studio audience here? We're about to find out, ladies and gentlemen, whether it's going to be a green pepper day or a red tomato one. So, over to you, audience. Will you all please vote now? And up they go, and ooh, today it's a green pepper day! Well done. Walked away with that one, didn't you? £100 spending money there for you. Enjoy it. You're going armed with a few lovely recipes from Phil.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Oh, great. Thanks for coming along and telling us all about whiskey. We know a bit about it now. It was a bit like a lesson this afternoon, wasn't it?
We know a lot about it now.
Thanks very much indeed, Phil. Absolute pleasure. Thanks, Jennifer. And over to you then, Andy. Hey, you don't
Brussels
go away
sprouts,
empty-handed. I know, mate. People are not too sure. They've had enough of the old Brussels thing. We did that months ago. But you do go home with a lovely, ready, steady cook hamper. All sorts of lovely goodies in there. And I know you're a man that likes to get out in the kitchen and do a bit of cooking. And enjoyed yourself?
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah, great. Thanks for coming along. A real pleasure. Thank you very much indeed, Chef. Hey, come and join us over here, guys. Yeah, bring some of your goodies because we're going to find out what's in today's Quickie bag. In the meantime, say a very big thank you to Jennifer Hunter and Andy Campbell. OK, yeah, more treats in store. Is any whiskey in here? Oh, no. Yeah. I think we're going to take the trip down Mexico way here, aren't we, boys? We've got some flour tortillas, we've got a tin of black-eyed beans, we've got an avocado, some salad onions, chilli, and some chocolate. Nice dark chocolate. Ooh, like it dark. Now, who's your first bite of the chocolates to you, isn't it?
Yes. First bite of chocolate, exactly. Gosh. Well, I'll do some guacamole. I'm going to try and make a crispy tortilla cup for that. And we'll do some tortilla crisps as well. I reckon there's a black-eyed bean soup and a black-eyed bean American-style thick pancake. I'll probably get Phil to make me a chocolate souffle if I win. And because he's great at these puddings, you know, and I know he's going to do something like that. And then, what else? And then some crispy tortilla shreds with honey and chocolate sauce, probably. Very nice indeed. But let's see how Phil fares with our audience.
Well, if I win, Antony, you can do the whole lot for me. I was going to do a chocolate sort of tortilla roll, really. I'm a hot chocolate in the oven, almost like a soufflé roll, using that. I don't know if it'll work or not. I'll do a black-eyed bean guacamole, not an avocado, and I'd bake the avocado in the oven with spring onions and chilli, which is quite nice, with some breadcrumbs on top. And the chocolate, I suppose, what's left over from there, would probably make a chocolate soufflé.
Chocolate soufflé?
Oh, a soufflé, like a soufflé pancake, couldn't we?
Yeah. Soufflé pancake
in
inside.
a tortilla.
Yeah. Sounds nice, doesn't it?
Very nice.
Let's find out what our audience have decided here. You've heard the evidence, guys. What's it going to be? A green pepper or a red tomato? Will you all please vote now? And up they go. Well, look at this, eh? I thought this is what you call significant, isn't it? It's a unanimous win. Mr. Phil Vickery, let's get cooking. OK, Chef, and your 10 minutes cooking time starts now. Let's do it.
So, Phil, anything you want me?
OK, Phil, what can we do for you?
Let's get a soufflé on the go.
OK, soufflé on the go straight away.
Antony, can you do your cup? Wherever you say. Wherever it was.
Chef, there we are. Right, let's plug this in. Get this going.
Is it what we do? Get this on the go pretty quick. And can you open that tin up when you get a second and make Chef. Me please, a sort of a guacamole type thing, but using the black beans.
OK.
Not the avocado.
All right, then.
If you can leave a little bit, because I want to make put some in the avocado when you bake it. Right, soufflé.
OK, tell us about your soufflé then,
If you're going to make a soufflé, first thing to do is don't get your eggs out of the fridge. Because it makes it difficult to whisk up. Seriously, if they're at room temperature, they're far more likely to whisk easier.
There you go. Right, that's it in there.
Right, I tell you what, I haven't got time, Ainsley,
There you go. Right,
I haven't got time to melt the chocolate, so I'll tell you what I'm going to do. Whiz it up and in.
You've got time to melt the chocolate, Phil?
No, I ain't got time to do that. That's cool.
OK, that's whipping up. I'm going to get these done for you now.
Right, I'll tell you what I'm going to do in it. Put a bit of chocolate, a bit of chilli in there as well, Ains.
OK, a bit of chilli going into the beans.
The soufflé.
All right, yeah.
Chocolate and chilli is a great combination. It works really well, but you must only have a small amount.
Could I have a little bit of chilli for my thing too?
Yes,
OK, I'll take a little bit of that. And what are you going to do?
Well, I'm going to whiz this up quickly. rather than melt it, we ain't got time, have we? Can I just say something?
Microwave.
No, I haven't got time for that.
OK, just break it up, put it in there.
Yeah, where's it in there? We just chop it up. We'll make chocolate chip.
OK,
2
chocolate
minutes.
chip. What a quick idea that is. Isn't that nice? Instead of melting this down.
Soufflé, when you're making a soufflé, the secret is to only whisk the yolks, the yolks.
I was listening, Phil, but you want this. The secret is only mix the yolks.
Only mix the yolks.
Yeah.
Okay, carry on.
Yeah.
And on a medium speed. Then the whites keep really soft. If you over-whip it, the whites become so hard that they don't expand in the oven.
OK, that's the
real
whites
big
we're
secret.
referring to.
You must do it.
OK, not the yolks, but the whites.
The whites.
Only whisk the whites on a medium speed. Now, what about a good tip that is, ladies and gentlemen? So often people say it's dry, it kind of separates from my pan and stuck in my bowl.
Rock hard.
Exactly. OK. This is chocolate chips here.
Lovely, ain't it?
OK. Nearly there. I'm getting there. I'm doing as quick as I can.
Right, what we'll do, it's a really easy soufflé. Chilli,
Yeah.
chopped chilli straight into the egg whites, like that.
OK.
OK, like that. Now that is about 3/4 speed and about 3/4 whisked.
OK.
I'll just show you this. If you see like that, it just falls off there. See that?
Yeah.
It's nice and soft. It's still got its shine. Loses its shine, chuck it in the bin.
OK, good point.
There you
There we
go.
are.
I'm
What did
learning.
you want?
I was watching.
Right.
Yeah.
Cut that off us.
Okay.
There you go. And we've
Right,
got some onions.
so,
I'm going to get some
1,
chilli. OK, now you're
2,
finished with that. I can get over on
3 egg yolks in there, Ains.
OK, chef.
Just gonna fold these in. The chopped chocolate into there as well. Like that, thank you, Anthony. And we're just going to bring that together. Look at that. And the whole point is you don't over whisk it. But see that? That's what we're trying to get. Incorporate those egg yolks, which give it stability, and a little tiny bit
Look at that.
chocolate. Look at that.
Lovely.
It's still got its shine. See that?
Yeah. OK, don't overbeat it
Don't
in all
overbeat it.
circumstances.
Right.
All right, then.
Here we go.
Lovely. A
Soufflé.
little bit of chilli going in there.
Right, we're going to put that into, mix it to half the tortilla, and you fold it over like that. See that? And that's what you want, something like that.
OK.
do a couple
And
of these.
it's quite a nice idea, this, isn't it? Because we're talking more about something like a sweet, because
Exactly.
we normally associate with a bit of savoury, don't we?
The only trouble you might have is, because there's quite firm, the tortillas,
Yeah.
we might have a bit of trouble cutting it open. But
OK.
don't worry about
We'll
that.
have a look
come
at
back
that.
in a second.
All
So
right, Phil.
we'll actually make 2 of these, Ains. OK, so again, mixture in half the tortilla like that. Again, you can see it's nice and soft. Fold it over, just like that.
OK.
A bit of icing sugar here. You put it on top.
And that's for the glaze, is it?
Well, yeah.
Yeah. That's it. Come in.
Right, and we can whack that straight in the oven. Should
OK.
take about 6 minutes. And then
OK, lovely. Well, you've got just under 6 minutes to go,
Perfect.
but we'll do our best, won't we? They're looking
Lovely.
good.
Dead simple.
Fabulous. Thanks very much for that.
Right, the
OK.
avocado, Ains,
Yeah.
dead simple. Again, we're going to cut the base off like that, off the bottom of the
All
avocado.
right. I'm
'Cause
just
these
getting a little bit of coriander here.
These
and
are
some
really
parsley.
ripe, so we just don't need to do much at all. Anthony hates baked avocado.
Why?
One of those 60s things that should have stayed in the 60s.
Get out of here. What do you mean? If he's done, I'll tell you what, Anthony. Can you,
Were you born in the
Anthony.
60s, Phil?
No.
No.
70s. Can you
What do you want? Zest?
no, zest and can you just segment it for me?
Yeah, chop that in half for me, please, Phil. And a little bit
Anything
of...
else, lads?
Yeah, lovely. It's all coming together. Anthony, can I have a little bit of your garlic?
You may.
Yeah.
Got some moist in there, Angel. We've got some spring onions in there as well.
OK. And tell us what you're doing there, chef.
Right, just going to chop up your spring onions.
I'm grating an onion. It's not an onion, is it? It's an orange, yes. Think about that for a minute. I've got my cup in the oven. I'm heating up my oil for the crispy shards of tortilla. I'm grating an orange and I'm segmenting it.
All right, then, now. Let's get this going.
Sesame oil here.
Right,
Grated
now, ladies and
orange.
gentlemen, I'm making a quick dip. Phil's asked me to make a really quick dip here.
you, and thanks,
And I've got the beans in there. We've got the black-eyed beans. I've got some garlic. I've got the chilli. Got a little bit of coriander going in there. I'm going to squeeze some lime juice in there in a minute. A touch of olive oil. And just kind of blitz that down. And then we're going to add a little bit more olive oil. Do you want a touch of sesame
Yeah, I
oil
think
in
so,
there?
yeah.
OK, then. And we've got a quick question, which I suppose, AWT, both of you can answer this, in fact. Marion McIntosh via email. Good afternoon to you, Marion. My recipe for tomato soup uses bicarb of soda after cooking the ingredients and before liquidising them. Can you tell me what this does? I'm not absolutely sure about that. It's a bit foamy, isn't it?
She's got me flummoxed. I think it might be she's been watching Gordon Ramsay. It could be he makes his cappuccino soups, and if you put bicarb with vegetables and things like that, they all go frothy.
Yeah.
The other way they used to do, in the 70s, we used to cook green vegetables with bicarb.
That's right.
Which would cook the vegetables much quicker and keep them really green. Trouble is, the vegetables went a bit slimy, didn't they?
Yeah, well, it just sort of retains the colour. What about you, Phil? Do you have a take on that?
Yeah, you've got to be very careful. Remember, bicarb will kill every vitamin and mineral in there, stone dead.
Absolutely.
There you go.
Absolutely. What you can do, if you really want to keep your green vegetables, is use citric acid powder or vitamin C tablets in water. Because that goes the same way.
OK, there you go. And that's from Marion. Marion, I hope we've given you a few ideas there. Phil says pop a couple of vitamin C tablets into your water when you're cooking your tomato soup or your stock or something like that. But putting them in there, you'll see what happens is it will just foam up. It will almost bubble up. And
I'm going to put that in the middle. All
right. Oh, you've got something else there, have you?
Nice.
Right, we've got 2 minutes to go now, guys. 2 minutes.
That's nice.
Right, lovely.
That's for your...
That's it. How do you want this, Phil? Do you want this quite coarse or do you want a little bit more oil in there? That'll be fine. Right, how's that coming along? OK. And what do you want me to put in there? The dip?
Yep, please.
OK.
What we'll do is pop these two in there.
And that's coming along beautifully. OK, we've got about a minute and a half to go now. Beautiful dip there, all going inside our tortilla shell. So just to show you the versatility of those wraps, they're not only used for savoury, as Phil's going to show you, we've got the sweet variety, we've got some baked avocados coming out now, and we've got some lovely little chips to accompany that, so that's going to look
Ainsley,
fab.
just remember that avocado is mostly fat and oil, and you need to warm them to cook them through. You mustn't overcook them, like Antony was talking about.
OK, fab.
Yeah, we don't need to talk about
All right, then there we are, a little bit of those little
little crudité, look, a little bit crudité around here.
OK, yeah, we can add a little bit of crudité. That's looking good.
A minute to go.
Yeah, 1 minute to go.
Thank you very much.
OK, orange segments you've got on top of the avo.
Yeah, please.
Lovely. All right, Jeff. There we are. Little bits of orange segments scattered on the top there, looking good. And we've got about 45 seconds to go now, Phil. A little bit of olive oil drizzled on those two. That's it, a bit of black pepper.
Honey.
Maybe a touch of sesame seed.
Honey.
All right, now, guys, we've got about 30 seconds now.
No, honey. You got honey?
There we are. There we are. Were you going to get those out, Phil? That's OK. A little bit of black pepper going on there.
Ainsley style, honey.
Right, 20 seconds. Here we are, Phil. Let me help you there. OK.
Okay, got it. Look at that. Look at that. No.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, stop! Some nice ideas here, and I'm sure that Phil's got a name to accompany them.
Easy. Wrap up warm. It's chilly out there.
Yeah, mate, I know. Very good indeed. What did you do?
Right, first of all, avocado here. We just bake them, literally warm them in the oven because they're very ripe. With oranges, chilli, a little bit of sesame oil and a bit of salt and pepper. That's it. Antony hates them, but I promise you they're really nice.
Yeah.
Here, we made chocolate chip souffle. It's gone down slightly, but just look at that, Easy. Look how soft that is. Look at that. You want to try that, mate?
Beautiful. Go on then.
Go on then.
Oh, it's lovely.
Chocolate chili souffle, dead easy. Egg whites, yolks, chocolate, nothing else.
Chef.
Don't overwhisk the whites. That's the
Oh,
secret.
it's so lovely and light. You really should try that.
We have a bit of a Swiss roll thing going on here, and then you made that there, and Antony made a lovely little tiny thing here. Which I'm very impressed with. I'm very impressed. That's very 60s.
Yeah, it is. I am old. And I did. There's a game the kids are playing at the moment, which is like that. They just throw it around. That's very good. Just make one of those as well.
Don't throw foods around, kids. I tell you.
Just so your kids at home doing that.
Oh, brilliant. Well, I hope you enjoyed the show this afternoon. And don't forget, all of our recipes are available on our website, bbc.co.uk/food, or indeed check out CFAX. See you soon on Really Silly Cook. Bye-bye.
So,
My views haven't changed.